Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. And today, right now, I literally just decided to do a spontaneous reading vlog for What Lies Between Us by John Mars. Because I just got this book in the mail today, and this is an ARC copy of this thriller that I'm very excited about because John Mars is the author of two of my favorite books from last year, so he's quickly become one of my favorite authors. He wrote The Passengers and The One. You know, those were the two sci-fi thrillers that I was absolutely obsessed with last year, and I couldn't stop raving about them. And so he was so kind enough to send me an ARC of his newest book, and he was kind enough to sign it. Isn't that the freaking nicest thing you've ever seen? And so I literally just decided to drop everything right now because I had so many other reading plans and things going on this week, but I decided to drop them all so that I can read this thriller right now because I can't wait any longer. And I'm really excited. I'm just gonna vlog my experience reading this book. And for the most part, I think this whole reading vlog is going to be spoiler free, but I will warn you before if I'm going to jump into some spoilery content as I usually do. I'm so excited. I just made some coffee and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I have the day off today, so I'm just going to dedicate some of the day to reading this book and it's going to be wonderful. I really hope I love this. Let me just give you a quick description just so you have an idea of what this book is about. On the back it says Nina can never forgive Maggie for what she did and she can never let her leave. Every other night, Maggie and Nina have dinner together. When they are finished, Nina helps Maggie back to her room in the attic and into the heavy chain that keeps her there because Maggie has done things to Nina that can't ever be forgiven and now she is paying the price. I'm just excited. We're just gonna start reading this now, okay? Like 50 pages into this book, but there was already a plot twist that I didn't really see coming. It's like a very minor thing, but it just wasn't mentioned in the description of this, so I'm kind of surprised by it. And yeah, I don't know, I'm enjoying it so far. It's very like moody and dark and like mysterious because you're just trying to figure out like what happened in these characters' past to make her like so pissed at this other girl. But it's interesting so far. It's definitely very different from the other two John Mars books that I've read because this one is only a thriller. It's not like, it doesn't have any sci-fi elements to it. So yeah, I'm excited though, and I just posted about this book on Instagram and there's so many comments with people being like, oh my god, this book is gonna blow your mind. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like I really hope that I love this, so I'm just gonna lay here and continue to read. Page 168 now, and look at all the tabs I've made. Like I've already put in so many tabs. I put in a tab anytime that there's like a crazy plot twist or thing in the plot that I didn't see coming, and like this book is so good and there's so many little plot twists. Like I think this author John Mars is so good at writing chapter endings. Like every single chapter he leaves you with something that's either like a plot twist or something that makes you go wait what, and then it like forces you to read the next chapter immediately because you're like, what did I just read? And I think that that's my favorite thing about his writing, is that he's just really good at finishing his chapters with leaving you some intrigue and makes you want to read the next chapter. And I love that he writes like really short chapters because it makes it so easy to fly through the book. I love in this story though that we're following these two characters, Maggie and Nina, and I literally don't know who to trust. Like I think they're both crazy and this is just crazy. Like it's so good. And I don't want to spoil you for anything, so I'm not going to talk about spoilers, but it's so good. Oh my gosh, I just hit page 235. There was another plot twist. How does John Mars do this? Oh, he's so good. Oh my god. I just got to page 250. How did I not see this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I see this coming? I'm kind of like mad at myself, but it's such a good twist. I'm just, I need time to process this. I have moved out into the main room of the apartment, and I still haven't read anymore since I have got to page 250 because I'm just like so shook. And I just had to like post on Twitter and Instagram like how much I'm enjoying this book, so I've taken a little bit of a break. Rachel and Obed are going out real quick to pick up some Mexican food because today is May 6th, but we all worked yesterday on Cinco de Mayo, so we wanted to celebrate Cinco de Mayo a day late. So we're getting some Mexican food. I'm really excited about it. I'm so hungry. And then I would really like to jump back into reading this book because it is so freaking good. And I was a little like scared and concerned going into this book, not gonna lie, because everybody was saying, oh my god, it's so different from his other books. And like, I don't know why, but the way that they were saying it, it made it sound like it was like having a negative context to it because they were saying it was so different. And then a lot of people were comparing this to some other thrillers that I really have not enjoyed, like The Woman in the Window and Behind Closed Doors. Like, people were saying it was very similar to that, and like I guess I can understand and like see those comparisons, but I don't think this book is anything like those books. Like, this book is a whole different kind of monster, and I'm just really entertained by these characters and their relationship that is just so weird and so interesting. I love when an unreliable narrator is written in this way, where it's like we're reading from possibly the point of view of two different unreliable narrators, and you don't know which one to trust because you don't know which one is the real unreliable narrator and which one's, you know, sane. Maybe neither of them are sane. I don't know. I love John Marr's writing so much. I just love how like every single chapter just ends on like a mini cliffhanger, and oh my god, dude, after the 200 page mark, there's been plot twists like every 2 minutes. Yeah, Mexican food. Cinco de Mayo, one day late. Woo, woo, woo. Hello, it has been a couple of hours. It is almost midnight right now, and I only got to page 278. I haven't really been reading in these last couple of hours. Me, Rachel, and Obed, we all had dinner. We had Mexican food. It was so lit, and then afterwards we did like a deep cleaning of the apartment. We just basically did like a late spring cleaning, and we just like cleaned a bunch of stuff, put a bunch of stuff for storage like under my bed that we're not using, and just clean the whole apartment, and now it's like so tidy and so nice. And we just kind of spontaneously decided to do that after dinner, so that took about an hour. And then we decided to watch 2 more episodes of Defending Jacob on Apple TV. That show is so good, oh my gosh, and Chris Evans in that show, oh my god, amazing. But anyways, just in those 20 pages that I've read since I last updated you, there was another big plot twist, and it got another little yellow tab on there, and I just can't even believe this book. And so I only have this chunk left, and I do work tomorrow, but I don't work until 4 tomorrow, so I kind of want to like save some of this for tomorrow morning. And Kayla, Books and Lala, just uploaded a new fun reading vlog video right now, so I'm kind of tempted to like watch that. But I think I'm gonna try to get to at least page 300 and maybe read a little bit more. I'll see. I'm gonna read a little bit more tonight, but I'm gonna try to save the rest of it for tomorrow because it's just so good. I want to savor it. Hello, it is the next morning, and last night I did read up to page 334, so I only have like about 100 pages left. It's actually not morning anymore. It's almost like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I had a really late night last night. Like, I stopped reading this around like 1 in the morning, I want to say, but then I like watched Kayla's new video, and then I was just like up on my phone for so long, and I don't think I fell asleep until like 3 in the morning. So then I kind of had a late morning too, and I just finished eating, and now I'm just gonna finish this book real quick. There was another thing in the plot that I was completely shocked by also. You'd think I would learn, you know, not to trust either one of these characters. But do I learn? No. I'm still surprised every turn. I'm like, wait, what? Everything I thought I knew is a lie, which is not that surprising, I guess, because it's what lies between us, like the lies between us. I just finished it and it was so good. I just finished What Lies Between Us, and I think this was a 5 out of 5 star book for me. Like, I loved it so much, and I can't believe how many thrilling moments and plot twists were crammed into this book. Like, granted, this book is a little bit long. It's like 430 something pages, so it is a pretty thick one, but I flew through this book within 24 hours. And literally all the tabs that I put in were all like surprising, crazy plot twist like moments that I wanted to remember because my brain was just like, what? I just think John Mars is like one of the best thriller authors out there right now. Like, this book was so good. This is definitely one of my favorite thrillers of the year so far, and this couldn't have been read at a more perfect time for me because tomorrow on my channel, which probably today because I'll be posting this probably tomorrow, but on Friday night, May 8th at 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm doing a thriller recommendations live show with a bunch of some of my favorite booktubers out there, and it's going to be a thriller recommendations live show to just talk about our favorite recent thrillers and all things thrillers. And like, this could not have been read at a more perfect time for me because this is definitely one of my favorite thrillers of the year. So definitely be sure to tune in to that. It's going to be happening tonight on my channel, and I hope to see you there. I do kind of want to jump into some spoilery things about this book just because I need to like talk about this. This book comes out on May 15th. If you haven't read it, please pick this book up when it releases because it's so freaking good and it's so freaking amazing, and then come back and we can talk about spoilers together. It's editing me here. I just wanted to quickly say I never mentioned any content warnings or trigger warnings about some things that happen in this book, so just very quickly before I jump into the spoiler section, I just do want to warn you about some trigger warnings because this book does have a lot of really graphic violence and some very disturbing behavior. It also includes trigger warnings for miscarriages and infertility problems, and there is a lot of different kinds of abuse happening in this book, physically and mentally, and there is some underage sex and abuse of drugs in this book as well. So I just wanted to warn you about those things before you jump into it. I think those are all of them. If you have read it, then let's talk about this. Final warning, I'm going to be jumping into some spoilers for the rest of this video, so if you haven't read it, please click away and go and read it first and then come back and watch the spoilers. You're gonna want to read this one. This is gonna be a thriller that you don't want to skip. So I think the thing that surprised me the most, like right in the beginning of this book, is the first plot twist is that we find out that Maggie and Nina are related. They're mother and daughter, which I was like, what? And we find out that Maggie is Nina's mother and she's like keeping her trapped in the attic in this chain, and you're like, why would someone do this to their own mother? Like, it doesn't even make sense. But then like as the book continued, you're like, oh, like I think I do realize why. But then like the way that John Mars is able to constantly keep you guessing like which one of them is the unreliable narrator, like they're literally both so crazy, and each time you read about something you're like, oh my god, that's so awful, and then in the next chapter you're like, oh my god, that's awful, and it's like they're both so awful to each other. And I just love the character dynamic between Maggie and Nina in this whole book. Like, it's so freaking fascinating. I think for me the biggest plot twist in the whole book that I did not see coming was the fact that Nina had a son and that he was actually alive, because in that scene when we found out that Nina was like having a baby and then the baby was born and then the mom said that the baby died and like told her that, like I had assumed right from the bat that that condition that she said that Nina had was like fake, because I was like, there's no way, like whatever. I knew there was like something fishy about it and that Maggie had kind of like caused it. So like that part didn't surprise me at all because I had a feeling that the condition that she was saying was fake anyways. But I had assumed that Maggie went and like killed the baby because like, I don't know, just the way she said it when she was like, I need to take care of this and whatever, and then like left with the baby, and then she told her that the baby had died and that it was a daughter, and then they buried her in the garden. And so I had just assumed that Maggie had killed her because I thought she was gonna tell her that the baby was born like a stillborn, but then she had actually gone and killed her. But in reality, she had given the baby up for adoption and it was a boy. And then freaking Nina just starts talking randomly to this guy on Facebook and she thinks that he's like flirting with her or something, and she's just really loving getting to know him. And then he drops a bomb on her and says that he's her brother, and she's like, wait, what? And then they meet in person and he says his name is Dylan, which is like the name that she was gonna name her daughter after Bob Dylan, and she realizes that her child lived. Oh my god, that was like the biggest plot twist of the book for me because I was like, wait, what? I had just assumed that Maggie killed the baby. I didn't know that he was alive. And that was by far the best plot twist I've ever freaking seen because I don't know why I did not see that coming at all. Oh my god. And the whole plot twist about Nina being the one to actually kill her dad, holy shit, I did not see that one coming either. I was like, what? Because she just like found her dad's body in the backyard, and then she was like, oh my god, Maggie killed him. And like she had no memory of the fact that her dad was like abusing her. I don't know exactly what he was doing. I think it was hinting at like molestation, but it never actually like said that spot on, so I don't know exactly what he was doing. And the fact that like Nina can like kill all these people and just completely black it out of her memory, like, wow, that is some freaky shit. That's so crazy though. Like I was so surprised too at the plot twist that Maggie had been the one to go and kill John's other like pregnant girlfriend, and then he ended up going to prison for murder, and like she was the one that did it. I was like, ooh. I really loved the way that this book ended. That was so intense because Maggie was like dying of cancer in the attic, and she decided to light the whole house on fire because she had assumed that Nina had killed Dylan because of that one scene when she like literally nearly kills him, but she had kept Dylan in the basement now for the last 10 months, and then Maggie was in the attic, and Maggie didn't know that Dylan's been down there this whole time, so she lit the whole house on fire to like get revenge against Nina and kill herself in the attic because she knew she was like dying of cancer anyways. And like, oh my god, like little did she know she ended up killing Dylan too because of it. Like, and the fact that it just kind of ends with like the police like catching on to her, and they're like, why were they in chains, and like, you said you lived alone, and like questioning everything, and then she's just like, all I see is black, just black, and it's like she's blacking out again at the very end, and she's gonna go like fucking try to kill these cops or something, I don't know. But like, oh my gosh, wow, what a freaking book. So crazy too because I feel like I was really invested in this book like right at the beginning, but I can see how some people might think the beginning of this is kind of slow because nothing really like picks up in this book until like around the 150 page mark. Like that's where shit starts to just get crazy. But like, holy shit, I can't believe how many thrilling things were happening. Like there was literally a thrilling moment like every single chapter at the end of this book that I was like, wait, what? It was like, I don't know why, I just kept believing every single lie. Like everything these characters said was a lie almost every single time, and I just kept believing them. But yeah, I don't know, I love this book so much. I loved it even more than I thought I was going to. I need to get to more of John Marr's backlist titles because every one of his books has been a 5-star book for me so far. Like this is crazy, this never happens to me with authors. So I feel like I just really need to get into more of his previous releases, obviously. But yeah, this book was fantastic. I want to say my favorite book from him though is still The One. I think is my favorite. And then The Passengers and this one are just kind of tied, I think, because they're just so good. But yeah, that is all for this spontaneous thriller reading vlog. And I really do hope that you can come to the Thriller Recommendations live show tonight because I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait to talk about this book some more. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.